Our next presenter is Elisabeth McLellan. Now we're going to hear from an implementing agency, Bush Heritage, on how they're institutionalizing adaptive management. Cool. Elisabeth.
Thanks. Does everyone want to stand up? Please, stand up. Stand up. And do this. And do this. And round the other way. Okay, air in lungs, thanks. Sit down. Okay, so I'm going to give a quick case study of work that I'm benefiting from in Bush Heritage. I'm what we call a healthy landscapes manager. It means I've got 3 reserves in my portfolio over in Western Australia, about 300,000 hectares. So what's been happening in Melbourne, in our head office, is benefiting me out in the field, which is why Annette asked me to speak. But all the credit for the heavy lifting behind this work goes to Annette and the people that she's worked with to do it. So I'm the messenger, and so any technical questions as well will probably have to come back to Annette. So just quickly, Bush Heritage is a national organisation. We have 2 main strategies. We buy and manage properties for conservation, and we enter into partnerships with other partners, and especially traditional owners in large portions of land that they own. The red dots on that map are the properties that we own, and the yellow dots are the partnerships that we hold. And just to put it in context, I'm in this part of the world with those 3 reserves. And the people, unfortunately, listening away from this room didn't see me do that because I walked in front of the screen. So in Bush Heritage, we have what we consider 4 systems: fundraising, financial management, conservation, people management. Conservation obviously being our core business. There's an echo somewhere.
Maybe
I'm muted, but
I think Richard is muting on his. Richard, do you want to mute on your end? On the GoToMeeting, we can mute you.
Yeah. So it just started happening.
Yeah, we were good.
It's picking up. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. And so obviously we use open standards and Meraki for our conservation. We also have different business systems for for fundraising, for finance, for HR systems, and they're all their own separate systems, and they all produce their own different reports. So as a manager out in the field with different reserves and needing to access all of those systems, it's quite a frustration to have to look at your monthly expenditure in one system, in one business system, and look at your conservation planning in another system. They don't talk to each other. So what my monthly finance reports are telling me is not immediately obvious how it relates to the Meraki share. So recently, though, a new product from Microsoft, Power BI, Annette saw the potential in that and has worked extremely hard with a team of people in Bush Heritage to get all of those systems talking to each other and all of the reports to combine. And you heard from Richard that Annette's actually helping Moore Foundation to do the same kind of work. So that's the... and so now we have a system where we're dragging in information from all of those, at least from the finance and the conservation system, into a dashboard that I'm going to show you. We've got other dashboards for HR systems, and sooner or later our supporter management system will talk to the others as well, and we'll have this beautiful, seamless, integrated system. So now I'll just go to the system and show you live. Okay, go away, whatever that is. All right, so firstly, you can see that we've got a system here where we've got a mixture of information. I need a little pointer, but unfortunately...
I'll get you the pointer right here.
Oh, thank you.
Pointer?
Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yep, and then around there, and if you just press here, here's your pointer.
Okay, so you can see in this project overview, you can see that we've got, that we're in, I need my glasses now because I can, Midwest Rangelands, sorry, I hate getting old. Midwest Rangelands, and I'm taking a reserve, Uradi Reserve. Some of the data in here is real, some of it's made up for the purposes of just moving forward with examples for you. But you can see we've got financial information here, so there's employment, there's operational expenses, and you can see we are able to track it over the last 3 years. You can also see some financial information here over the last 3 years. And you can see some of our target viability. We've got 6 main targets there. When we bought the property, they were all fair. They're moving in the right trajectory. You can also see our threat rating. We've got these threats, and you can also see the colours are changing from yellow far more into the green sphere. So sort of a project at a glance. This is a great page. And that's obviously that's dragging in, starting to drag in financial information and conservation information on the same page. Then, how do I get to the bottom? Oh, there we go. So then if we drill down a little bit more, we're still on Uradi Reserve, and you can see here we've got, here we're going to what we said we were going to spend, the black line, versus what we did spend. So overall, sometimes we were a bit overspent in a particular month, and that's just timing of activity. But overall, we ended up doing quite well. We slightly underspent. So that's invaluable as that goes along. And these data are updated every month. So for me, looking across my different reserves and then combining them into my region, this is a really powerful visual tool of how we're tracking every year. And then if you look up here, we are looking at different strategies and also, I need my glasses. We're looking at different activities on the left-hand side and different account codes. And you can do all sorts of interesting things with this. Like, for example, you can see down here, you can see payments made and details. Now, if I go into something like revegetation, if I click on that, it'll take a little while, but you can start to see all of the details here changed, and it's only picking up things that are relevant to revegetation. So then if I go into this, if I can move this and just, can I get to the focus? What you can also do is drill down and get a little bit more detail. So that'll follow. And then I can look for all of the work on revegetation in Uradi. I can take it to focus and get more detail. So it's just, for me, it's just revolutionized how I am able to analyze what my projects are doing. And that's not all, but wait, there's more. Because that's very good to go project by project, reserve by reserve. But you can actually do it program by program, and we have a number of different programs in Bush Heritage, and this one is, what are we on here? I'm not entirely sure what we're on, but I'll click on something like fire, and and there we get a kind of a national overview. So we have these different national programs, and the leaders of those programs will then be able to look and see, okay, so per reserve, somebody, Uradi, is having a major issue with fire at the moment, and that turns out to be the fact that we haven't had enough funds to do adequate fire break maintenance for the last 2 years, and we're now really well overdue for it. So you can start to see what's happening across the whole organization, and then you get our progress reporting coming from Uradi that you can pull for a national program. So it has application to national programs like this, to each reserve, and then collections of reserves in our different regions. And so I think as I say, it's really revolutionized how I'm able to look at my patch and how I'm able to provide advice to senior management about what needs to happen, and how I'm able to guide my team actually on the ground in doing the work. So thank you.